one other thing we want to talk about here is what to use as far as groom prep, B-roll, bride prep, and beginning to sequence these pieces together. It's really important that you put together good-looking sequences. It is not as important to fit as much stuff into the wedding edit as possible, but it is more important to have the sequences look quality. That's what's going to drive the edit. That's what's going to make things look good, is by creating good sequences. What sets our work apart from everybody else's is that we film for sequences, and then when we edit for sequences as well. Now, what we talk about when we mean sequences is that we're using multiple shot angles and dimensions and zoom lengths, and we do that to create a very dynamic look to the video. It makes it almost 360 degrees, makes it look like you're almost there. So we create these things, and when we film for them, we're expecting that our editors are going to put them together for them. Now, sometimes those sequences are going to be filmed out of order, and that's why it's important for you to analyze the footage entirely before you decide to start making some decisions about how you want to put things together. So what I recommend is, when you're going through, is to start looking for good sequences, not just good footage. When you're going to try to fit, into this section here, this bride prep section, I would much rather you find me, and this duration is about 22 seconds. I'd much rather you find me 2 or 3 good sequences that last 22 seconds than to find me just 22 seconds of random clips. It's so important that you sequence these properly. So when you're looking at the bride prep, you'll notice that each piece will often have another piece that it's basically going to help to put that thing together. It makes everything really cohesive. So let's take a look here. Let's pull all this bride prep footage out. And we'll paste it over here. I'm going to bring this title over the top. This is just basically being done to collapse everything together. So we're just going to go in here and we're going to drag up to the title, back down to the title, and use this trick to ripple delete everything so that it'll compress together. There it is. So when we're looking at this, we can scrub through fairly quickly, and we can see that there's a small sequence right here. I mean, it's just right here. You have a clip of revealing the people standing there. You have a clip of her drinking, and then you have this final clip, which is probably just a little bit closer. So you have 3 different clips of this. You have a long shot, a reveal, you have a medium, and then you have a little bit of a tighter shot. So we'll pull these 3 clips out. In this clip, these 3 clips really aren't that different. So you have to look at this and say, there's your reveal, there's your medium, and there's your tight. Does this work this way with these 3? Or do you need to rearrange them in some way? And sometimes you just, by simply moving 2 clips that are very similar away from each other, you give yourself clips that work and cut easier. And I'm not even saying that that's definitively how this is supposed to go, but I'm just saying that this is one example of how sequencing works. Let's go ahead and see if we can't find another one. Perfect. This is a good example. You can practically see the sequencing right here. You have one clip here, you have another from this other angle, and then you have another from a little bit of a tighter angle. And technically, since you use this in the front, you can actually probably use this in the back, and it will look good when you put it together. So we're going to copy this out. I'm going to place it in here, and we're just going to watch through what this looks like. Perfect. So what we did there was we just created a small sequence that we could easily copy, and I'm going to lock these tracks down so it'll paste in correctly. Copy and paste right into place. And so when you watch it, just going to level out this audio.
Breathe out, tell me all of your doubt, and everybody.
So I would like to actually see what she does here and see what happens.
Everybody bleeds this way.
Okay, so as you can see, all we did was just go in really quickly to the bride prep footage, pull a sequence together, and then place it into the trailer section. And you know, you're gonna find these sequences everywhere in the footage. Everything we do is multi-clip sequence. So you know, find a sequence that you like that helps to tell the story of the edit, and that's gonna help you. You can see here she's sitting in the chair. There's a longer shot of her sitting in the chair. There's a behind the back shot. There's a close-up. So put these together and make them look good. You know, use all of them rather than having all of these really sporadic clips. You should have at least 3 or 4 or 5 clips for each sequence that goes into these trailers, and that will help tell the story the way that it is.